Deita e dorme um pouquinho. Bom, é isso aí, pessoal, aqui é o Montanha Power e mais um vídeo para o nosso canal Guardiões dos Noobs. Estou aqui com Destiny, isso mesmo. Vai ser anunciada a nova DLC do Destiny, eu vou estar assistindo junto com vocês aqui, tá comentando algumas coisas sobre o que vai estar aparecendo na live aí do Destiny, né? Acredito eu que, pelas informações que eu já pesquisei na internet, essa DLC nova vai ser um jogo novo, seria o Destiny 2. E o que acontece? Infelizmente, por ter mecânicas de jogo nova, por ter gráfico, acredito eu, melhorado, vai ter telas novas, essa nova DLC ela não vai estar mais disponível para os consoles PlayStation 3 e Xbox 360. Então, só quem tem Play 4 ou Xbox One que vai ter acesso a essa nova DLC e esse novo conteúdo. E a data prevista de lançamento é para setembro. Então assim, que nem o meu caso, eu jogo no Play 3. Eu vou estar encerrando essa jogatina no Play 3 e vou passar a jogar no Play 4. Infelizmente os amigos que eu jogo, o pessoal que joga comigo só joga no Play 3, então provavelmente eu vou ter que começar tudo de novo. Eu estou ainda pesquisando para ver se Destiny tem o port para poder passar, né, os itens, né, o save do Play 3 para Play 4. Eu acredito que sim. E aí eu vou estar continuando onde eu parei, mas o pessoal que joga comigo não vai poder jogar mais, porque uma vez indo para o Play 4 eu não posso voltar mais no Play 3. Falta aí 4 minutos e pouquinho para estar começando. Eu vou estar olhando aqui pro lado que tem outro monitor aqui que eu estou gerenciando a live. E eu vou estar falando a respeito disso mesmo. Enquanto não começa aí a DLC. A transmissão, né? Faltam 4 minutos e pouquinho. Bom, quem estiver assistindo a live aí pode estar comentando, que eu vou estar sempre de olho aqui nos comentários e vou estar respondendo aos inscritos. O pouco do inglês que eu sei, que eu entender do que eles estão conversando, eu vou estar falando. Aquela tradução simultânea muito boa, sabe? Mas acredito eu que não vai precisar traduzir muita coisa, porque você vai conseguir ver, né, o que eles vão mostrar as cenas, né?
Attention all Guardians, the reveal of Rise of Iron is imminent. Welcome to our Twitch channel. We're so thrilled to have you already sounding off in chat. Chat room is on fire. You're all beautiful. I am Deej from Bungie. I will be your host today. We are at 2.5 minutes from go. This is a sound check. We are testing our audio levels. Feel free to adjust yours accordingly so we don't blow out your eardrums. Looking forward to the show. I am sitting on our set with game director Christopher Barrett. Say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sound check, good. Executive producer Scott Taylor, say good to go.
Good to go.
Sound check, good. The show will begin at 2 minutes at the sound of the tone. That is 3, 2, 1, and tone. We are good to go in 2 minutes. See you on the show.
Falta 2 minutos, pessoal.
See you soon.
Coloquei uma musiquinha de fundo aí pra amenizar essa questão dos direitos autorais e tal. Essa música não tem direitos autorais, mas a questão da transmissão da live também, né, meu? Porque eu não sei se eu vou tomar um strike por transmitir isso no YouTube, né? Mas... bom, a transmissão tá em ótimas condições. Falta 1 minuto, pessoal, é isso aí. Deixa eu ver o celular aqui. Com o aparelho em modo avião. Eita, 30 segundos, hein, meu? Essa pessoa que tá aparecendo aqui do meu lado, aqui, meu filho. Parecia uma criança aí, é meu filho. Vou desligar o celular. Aí começou.
Lords of Iron. We swore we would do anything to protect the last city. Some of us paid the ultimate price. I am all that remains. We thought we had sealed away the plague for eternity.
Olha, tem a ver com Rasputin.
It has returned. And this time, with a fallen army. It is time to avenge my brothers and sisters. Stand with me, Guardian. Prove yourself worthy, and the Iron Lords will rise again.
Da hora, hein? Nova raid. Eita, nós. A Galahorn, cara. Nossa, mano. Os caras tinham que mostrar a Galahorn. Está de volta. E preta, mano. Que louco, velho.
I know what you're thinking right now. We get a Galahorn? You're bringing the Galahorn back.
We are. We're bringing it back.
On behalf of a grateful Guardian nation, I thank you. Come on, bring it in. Thank you so much.
Obrigado,
do I have to
obrigado.
pre-order to get my Galahorn?
So everybody can get Galahorn.
Everybody, okay.
There'll be a brand new quest that players can embark on.
Every player of Rise of Iron can get a Galahorn as a reward for completing a quest.
Correct.
But if I pre-order it,
You get the exclusive Iron Galahorn version.
comes in black.
Nossa.
All right. With that hot button question out of the way, let me introduce you to our audience. And check out our audience today. Chat is completely on fire right now. I'm going to ask Twitch Master Scott to go into sub-only mode so that I can try to read something from this raging waterfall of enthusiasm. These people have all gathered together to meet you guys, to meet the creative leaders who are leading a brave team of Bungie developers who are creating Rise of Iron, bringing a new adventure to life for you to experience and to embark upon. And they are Game Director Christopher Barrett.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Looking.
Welcome back to our Twitch set.
Yes.
Da hora.
It has been a little while. And Executive Producer Scott Taylor.
How's it going, Deej?
I am thrilled to have you here.
Really, really exciting for you.
For me personally,
I'm
yes.
sure. This is
exciting
great.
For me personally.
I'm glad we could make this happen for you.
Sincerely, though, these are my favorite moments at Bungie where we can introduce the people who make these games to the people who play these games and help them understand how much, you know, enthusiasm and passion that you invest into these projects because they do the same thing on their end. So, we haven't had you back on Twitch since you and I
Pega a maçã e
stood up
come a
in our
maçã.
theater to reveal
Lava a
House of
maçã.
Wolves.
Sure. Yeah.
And that was a great moment for the Destiny
Lava
community,
no
I
torneio.
thought. I felt like you guys, I mean, creating House of Wolves, gave the
Tem
Guardians
umas 200 mil
a lot of
pessoas
the
assistindo
things
a live,
that
mano.
they wanted, and also gave our
206
community a
mil
great
pessoas
moment
assistindo a live
with
da
a reveal
Bungie.
stream
Da
like
hora.
this, where they could all sort of converge in one place and fully understand that the best answer to the question, are people still playing that game, is hell yeah.
And you've
Você
leveled
tá
up since then. You were standing up. Now you have like a studio,
Yes,
like a
well,
your own show.
because of your willingness to share.
You're
and,
so fancy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
show up and share some awesome stuff. We have our own permanent home now. So we're going to use that today to talk about what you're working on now. The House of Wolves is back with something called Rise of Iron. What is it with you guys and wolves, by the way?
Yeah, as you can see from my shirt, we certainly love wolves.
Yeah, kicking it old school. You got some 8-bit wolves.
Yep.
Yeah, we should make that shirt available in the Bungie store.
Can we do that?
Let's plug. All right,
All right,
let's
let's
move
do it,
on.
yeah.
Let's move on. Let's pretend that we're at a cocktail party full of Destiny fans. These things do exist.
Sure.
Okay, and I was living in a cave, and I didn't know that this was coming. And I said, "Hey, I love Destiny. What's coming up? What are you guys working on?" You would say what about Rise of Iron?
So Rise of Iron is the next great adventure in the Destiny universe. It's going to have, it's a large expansion. It's going to have all the stuff players have come to love from these, our releases. It's going to have new story campaigns, new characters, new missions, new PvP maps, gear, weapons, all that stuff. So it's going to be a large expansion.
Mano, ele acabou de repetir
So as
exatamente
you
o
saw
que
in the
tinha falado
trailer,
nos
it's September
vídeos, né?
20th,
Yeah.
and it comes out for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Our first release on next gen only.
That is correct.
Interesting.
Yes.
So those of you
Estão
Guardians
confirmando
who
que é
are
só na
on the
próxima geração.
PS3 or the Xbox 360 will have plenty to say about how we can upgrade your hardware and bring you along on this adventure. But for now, let's dig a little bit deeper into what we mean by a large expansion. So I want to take us through this just line by line. First and foremost, especially in the minds of many of our players, we're telling a new story. There's a new
nova
campaign.
campanha.
So what can we find in that?
Right. So so you've got the story of the Iron Lord.
Yeah. Everyone welcome Twitch Master Scott to the set. He's doing a little bit of troubleshooting.
So we have a brand new cinematic story. We have new CG cinematics, new in-game cinematics, a big campaign, new missions, new story missions. We have a whole bunch of new quests, and game quests, that kind of stuff.
Okay, and you're taking us to some new places.
Right.
Places we've never been before.
Yeah, so we have a place called the Plagueland, which
Okay.
is a new zone, which is off the Cosmodrome, inside old Russia. So it's just a big dangerous place. The Guardians haven't been able to go for
Legal, nova
centuries.
planície,
It has been
nova
locked off,
campanha,
by the Vanguard,
novas
by the
missões,
Vanguard
novas
long
quests.
ago. So you'll get to explore that. There's also Fellwinter Peak, as you may know the name Fellwinter from Fellwinter's Lie.
Oh yes,
Mapa
the
novo,
dreaded
totalmente
shotgun.
novo.
A lot of people have seen the end of that.
Yeah,
And
brought
then-
to an end by that.
And then the Wall, which is where players first began their journey long ago when they first began Destiny. You'll get to go back. It's changed, which you'll see in a moment. It's changed significantly. You'll get to run inside the wall, on top of the wall,
Beyond the wall.
beyond the wall.
And this is what defines the Destiny player experience for so many people in our community. I'm sure so many people in our raging chat room right now.
Ó, novas
The cooperative
raids,
experiences
uma nova
that bring
raid no
Guardians
caso.
together as new teammates and old friends. Talk to us about, well,
Update
we
das
go back
armas,
into the past again when
dos
we were
itens,
talking to
né?
players about House of Wolves. One of the things we had to tell them is that there is no raid.
What?
But
Patrulhas e eventos
We've covered
públicos
that story
novos.
extensively. However, in Rise of Iron, go ahead.
There's definitely a raid in Rise of Iron. That's easier. This is good. And so yes, a new raid, which obviously I can't tell you much about.
No spoiler.
Raids are mysteries. That
Yeah,
entire
you-
team would come downstairs right now and just beat the crap
The
out
door's
of us.
locked though, right?
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna-
lock the door and talk about the raid.
but I'm not going to talk about it.
No.
But it's very exciting, very cool. Of course, new strikes and new strike and some returning favorites. So we're going to bring back some favorites and thematically tie them to this.
The story that you're telling now. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then of course with the new zone, the Plaguelands, we'll make that come alive like any other place in Destiny.
Yeah.
And so we have new patrols and new public events and secrets to find.
Nice. And experiences we can share with Guardians that we've never even met before.
Yes.
The living social world of Destiny.
Absolutely.
Okay, and as we saw in the trailer, with Lord Saladin as a central figure in this
Crisol
new story
novo,
that you're telling, you've
novos
gotta think the
mapas,
Crucible
novos
is gonna weigh pretty
modos.
heavily in the player experience.
There's a lot to
Legal.
talk about the Crucible.
Não gosto
Actually,
muito
we're
de
gonna,
Crisol, mas pra quem curte.
get more details about that later. It's a big conversation, lots to say.
Yeah.
But I can say there's new maps. There's an incredible new mode which I played yesterday and got people looking at me a lot as I yelled very loudly.
Vocês estão me ouvindo? Então,
And the 12 people in the room there
funcionando
were
o
going to laugh
microfone.
knowingly because I was yelling very loudly. And new features which we'll talk about later this summer.
Like you said, yes, we will have all the right conversations with players of the game and other people in the studio who have worked on those things. So today begins a very long conversation about Rise of Iron. There's plenty of time between now and September 20th to unpack all of these things to a greater degree. But tell me right now, how much does all of this cost me?
Right, so $30, September 20th, Xbox One, PS4.
$30 US. Consult your exchange rate calculators appropriately. So $30 is the price for all of this.
Yes.
Now that we've got all of the pieces on the board, let's
$30.
clear that board and talk more about the heart and soul of this new experience that you're creating. Talk to me as creators about your inspirations for the new corners that you're sending us into and the stories that you'll tell when we get there.
Sure. So whenever we began a new game or define a new destination, what we like to do is we create a postcard image, is what we call it. And so this is the postcard image that we came up with for Rise of Iron. So what that does is it tries to encapsulate all the main themes, the elements of that particular release in one image and kind of capture the feeling we want. So we have here Lord Saladin, his back to the camera, looking longingly past the broken wall in the Cosmodrome where players first began their journey.
explicando o
His,
conceito
tattered
do
cloak,
game novo agora.
flapping in the wind with the Iron Lord sigil on the
O meu
back.
inglês não é muito bom, não,
He
por isso que eu não tô
is,
conseguindo
so
traduzir
awesome. He
simultâneo,
actually
viu,
gets
gente?
to break the fashion
Mas
boundaries and wear a,
tá muito legal ver
cloak
tudo
in
isso
the
em
world of
primeira mão,
Destiny, even though
assim.
he is a Guardian. I mean, a Titan. So,
Depois eu pego as
so,
informações
yeah,
e
so you have
faço um
the
resumão
Cosmodrome wall.
direitinho.
The Cosmodrome has changed significantly, as you can see in this image. The weather has come in. It's a much darker tone.
He's
and,
flanked by feral beasts.
Of course, yes, wolves.
Pega uma bisnaguinha aí pra mim também.
Yeah, what's beyond the wall? What happened to the wall?
Pega
what's
duas.
lurking
Duas
there
pra
is
mim, pega
something
mais
that
uma.
players will find out in their adventures.
And the other thing they'll find out, and this is especially intriguing for me as somebody who's played a lot of Iron Banner, you're going to delve into the backstory of those same Iron Lords. And so talk to me about this setting and how that's going to satisfy that experience.
Yeah, so this is Felwinter Peak, which we talked about a moment ago.
Muito
So
legal
this
esse
is where
conceito
the
novo.
Iron Lords once held watch over
Ambiente
old
novo da
Russia,
neve.
sort of protected humanity. So this is the Iron Temple. And back hundreds of years ago is when they were, you know, when they were in this
estão
outpost,
anunciando o
and now
jogo
it's since all the chaos has happened and the big battle that happened long ago, now Saladin is the last of the Iron Lords, and so players will have to journey back to Felwinter Peak and take it back to begin their adventure.
So this is an image from the trailer, an enormous construct. You can see a tiny little guardian walking along that bridge to enter that space and confront whatever horrors are contained within. But this throws back to you know, the backstory that was basically, we scratched the surface of in the trailer, where the Iron Lords confronted an ancient evil and sacrificed themselves to contain that.
Yeah, the central mystery of the,
Parece
of the
pouco
game is
Rasputin.
what happened, and then
Na
now
porta
something's
ali,
back.
onde já
We
sei.
actually call that the technical plague, the technological plague. It's called SIVA, is what we call this, the fictional name.
Okay.
So we're going to learn a lot more about that in the game, and we don't want to get too much into the story, but it does have to do with that battle long ago,
Yes.
and then now you confronting that terrible, terrible thing.
Okay. And although there are clues, you know, the world art always tells its own story. It
Yes.
always has its own way of exposing more details to us. We've seen diamond-shaped doorways like this in Destiny. You know, the boundaries that kept us separated from, say, Rasputin's lair.
Yeah.
So it seems as if we're delving into more themes of Golden Age technology
Aparece
and
aqui,
sort of the
depois vai
ghosts
aparecer aqui
from the
embaixo.
past.
Yeah, so this is where SIVA was once locked away.
Tá achando
The
da hora?
plague that happened,
Senta
like
aqui.
the Iron Lords sacrificed themselves to put an end to this and stop it. And
All
so-
but Lord Saladin.
all but Lord Saladin. Yep.
And ever since, he has been training the
Olha.
Guardians.
Yep.
Que é
With
isso?
his,
Since the beta.
since the
Lobo.
Destiny beta, yes,
the
Lord
beta.
Saladin has been appearing in the tower and pitting Guardians against each other
Lobo.
and welcoming them to
dois,
fight
20
the
cada
most
lado.
dreaded combatants in the world of Destiny, each
It's
other.
really fun to take something, a ritual that's been going on that long, and
Novos eventos na
and
madeira de
poke at
ferro.
it and kind of
Legal.
see, well, why is he doing this, and start asking those questions and digging into that lore and just expanding that story.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great image, like, you know, Saladin standing in
Deixa eu
front of
arrumar
this
essa.
flaming
Nossa,
gong,
aqui,
and
peraí.
players have been so invested in this event for so long, and like all these great weapons and all these bits of lore that they've heard about, and now it's this great opportunity for us to really
that
delve
guy?
in and like, figure out, let players know what's the backstory to this, what is all this about. Bringing some of these elements into a whole PvE campaign and story.
Não mostra quanto de luz
So,
tem?
yeah, here's an example,
que
like
mostrar.
one of the weapons from the original weapons from Iron Banner, Yolder's hammer.
Não vai cair não, tô
Yeah, so
segurando.
players will get to find out who is Yolder. I mean, that's
Cai
going to
não,
be
pai,
really
não deixa.
exciting.
Why does he have a heavy gun named after him?
She.
She.
That was good. Yep.
Very good.
Big, yeah.
We're learning so much today.
Exclusive information.
Yep. Yeah.
So the brothers and
Olha o tanto de
sisters
gente que tá
from,
assistindo,
the Iron
222 mil
Lords, their
pessoas assistindo
memories
a live da
are
Band. Na
kept
nossa,
alive by Lord
nenhuma
Saladin, not
ainda,
just
que
in the
legal.
weapons that he gives us so
Oh,
that we can add
nova
to our
área,
arsenal, but
legal,
also in,
sim.
you know, dimly lit halls like
Nova área
this one. Talk
social.
to me about this setting and what's happening there.
Yeah, so this is a concept piece that shows the
Não
mausoleum at
mexe.
the top of Felwinter Peak, where the statues of each of the fallen Iron Lords were erected in memory.
Os Senhores de
of the
Ferro
great
provavelmente são
sacrifice that they,
essas estátuas em cima aí.
they-
Essas
their
estátuas de
sacrifice
fundo
to
são
save
Senhores de Ferro.
humanity and to lock away this horrible plague. And you can see also some elements here of the sigil, the wolf sigil
Olha.
carved into the ceiling here. You have the tree
Tá com a mão
that has
gelada.
also been on the
Com a blusa, vai.
Iron
Tira
Lord
essa calça
sigil,
pessoal.
the Iron Banner sigil in person here. So players will get to see a lot of where those elements came from
Espera pouquinho.
in this spot. And this plays into the some cool moments in the end game that we won't talk about yet.
Okay.
But, we'll see that eventually.
It's really neat though, like these expansions, that's right, too fast. They really do let us kind of find an area of the game
Yeah.
that is kind of untapped and as far as lore and story, and and flesh it out. And so that's what we really look for these expansions to do. And we're excited about this one. Yeah, absolutely.
Satisfy some of those player curiosities. You know, who is Lord Saladin? Why do I have a shotgun named after someone named Felwinter?
Yeah, those are super awesome questions to ask, and then you start unwrapping that, and that's just fun for the team and
fun for the player.
Fans. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So let's fast forward to the time and place that the players of our game inhabit, the current guardians from the tower. And your new story brings us full circle back to the place where every adventure began.
Yeah, so time has passed, things have changed. Here you see Lord Saladin patrolling patrolling old Russia, where he once had that great battle. He's sort of keeping watch over the Cosmodrome, sort of hoping the horrible that horrible stuff that killed all his friends doesn't return.
But Siva remains contained.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that we've seen our hero from the tower unmasked. So, you know, getting acquainted with that enigmatic figure from the tower.
Não, é 3, menino. Que 4 que, rapaz?
Many of our players.
E
Now, I
o
have to
tio
ask,
aqui, ó. Tio com fogo na mão.
he's flanked by his own wolf pack.
Right.
Do I get to raise my own
Esse
wolf
4
pack?
choveu na minha
You
cara.
might, but not in Rise of Iron. Yeah, not
Yeah.
yeah.
You can do whatever
In
you
life, I
want.
can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I think it's
Yes,
illegal.
Quatro choveu na minha
Saladin
cara.
is still more of a
You
badass
tend
than
to
I am.
find, you tend to find
Chega.
wolves where Saladin is. That tends to be what
You
we're
may
discovering.
you may see them roaming some of the social space.
Pensei que seria mais empolgante, tivesse um gameplay, alguma coisa, mas não, só estão comentando a respeito. É bastante informação, né? E é oficial, né? Mas
If you look very closely,
aquela coisa que você olha,
Textures in the
Peek in the
snow.
back there.
Okay, so
Overlooking.
Felwinter
mais.
Peak overlooks old Russia, and he comes down to patrol and make sure that Siva is not contained. But as we discovered in the trailer, Siva is not contained, and our old friends, the Fallen, have burrowed deep
os novos
into the
decaídos.
Cosmodrome and discovered some of those Golden Age
Meio
vaults.
robóticos
So
esses.
yeah,
né?
the Fallen are big jerks, as you know,
Cyborgs,
and they dig
né?
into all kinds of stuff that they're not supposed to. That's sort of their nature, and so yeah, the Fallen, I think, as you've seen before, sort of are infatuated with technology
Entendi.
and sort of old machinery and stuff like that. You've got the the servitors and the shanks, and sort of get hints of that in the game currently. But this is taking it to a whole new level. They've raised their jerk quotient up a whole notch and have sort of unearthed this technological plague and used it to transform themselves and sort of mutated their bodies, and they're sort of walking, walking
They're not
mutant
afflicted. They're
tech
embracing
jerks.
this.
Yeah.
They're augmenting
Oh,
themselves
absolutely.
with
This
this
is-
technology
Yep.
purposefully.
Yep, they're trying to turn themselves basically into machine gods and take over Earth, which sounds like a pretty jerky.
if you hang out with Chris, you hear the words machine gods more than when you hang out with other people. That's just something, if people are curious about development,
It sounds cool.
Yeah,
it does sound cool.
that's why we let you create these experiences for us, Chris.
The experience is about machine gods.
Machine gods. Well, Lord Saladin is having none of this machine god business, so he essentially issues a call to all of the Guardians to rally to the banner of the Iron Lords and to confront this new threat.
Absolutely.
He's so cool he doesn't use a flashlight.
Yeah, he has a torch.
He's old school.
Yeah,
like
he's
you.
old school.
He
Yeah.
doesn't shave.
Yep.
Just like.
Yep.
I guess you're doing this on purpose.
I'm
This
taking
is
care
a-
of, yes, this is completely on
purpose?
purpose. Yeah, I manicured it just for the reveal stream just
Lovely.
today. I like to look nice for our players.
Yeah.
Yes, the studio will adhere to a grooming standard.
But this is becoming an Iron Lord's part of the game.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the coolest part of this. Players will get
Aí
to
já é gameplay,
join
aí é
this
legal.
adventure with Saladin
Yeah.
and take his side, and then eventually become an Iron Lord themselves, which is
Pra ver que o gráfico tá bom,
Really
né?
good.
Nova geração já. Né?
Trailer, and this is at the
Os
bottom.
detalhes na neve,
So
quando
they're
pisa.
ascending. It's the beginning of your journey.
Quite literally following in the footsteps of the Iron Lords. And as you were telling me, your journey begins with returning to Felwinter Peak and reclaiming it.
And I'd love to just take a second. The world art team on this game has been absolutely incredible, and this is just every time I look at this, I'm blown away. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So you basically
Chega.
ascend this mountaintop and take it back, drive out the Fallen, and take it over. So the
daí
Saladin,
provavelmente já era de
a
jogo.
few other new characters that players will be introduced to get to
Crisão.
take this over, and it becomes the social space and the hub of Rise of Iron.
We got really excited about that idea, like taking over the social space and having it be a place you fight and capture, and then
É desenho, não é gráfico esse, né?
Yeah, it's
Não é
definitely
jogo, né?
it's a different mood than,
Arte
you know,
conceitual.
the tower is a very polished, regal place. You know, the reef is you know, extremely industrial. You know, it's got all that utilitarian spacefaring industry. This is very rustic. You know, sort of the mountaintop retreat. It looks like it's fallen into disarray over. You know,
Very remote. You feel like people are just starting to kind of come back into it, and that's a cool feeling.
And we saw a concept of this, but here is an in-game view of the Iron
A nova área
Temple. You
social.
alluded to the fact that, you know, we get to pay homage to these Iron
Isso,
Lords
puxa,
who are
fio, você vai ver
immortalized
se
in
desligar aqui,
statues
eu derrubo
now,
alguma coisa.
and that we get to claim rewards from them. We get to,
Yep.
and I guess we'll
Honor their
delve-
memories, like learn more about the lore of each of these fallen heroes. And yeah, we'll talk about more of that later. I'm sure.
More later, yes. Yes, well, the theme of this is Welcome to Rise of Iron. The sub-theme of this is we'll be talking about this all summer. So this is one of the things that we look forward to you learning more about. And in honoring their legacy and, you know, sort of honoring their memory, we will venture into the Plague Lands. This was one of the first concepts I saw. This
É
is
um local totalmente
pretty
dominado
wicked.
por
You
eles,
know,
né?
it really captures my imagination, makes me want to go there, makes
Normalmente
me
uma
want to
incursão
fight
à própria
them.
raid.
Talk to me about what we'll find in this new setting.
Yeah, so this is deep into the Plague Lands. Snow has taken over. It's this harsh wintry environment. The Fallen have just gone crazy and like started erecting all these you know, crazy contraptions and you know, these horrible fortresses. Using Siva to build this stuff. So yeah, this is going to be a whole new zone. Like I mentioned before, there'll be a pretty large space with all kinds of stuff to explore, different settings. But there'll be new patrols here, new public events, new stuff to find.
A new landing zone.
Yeah, new landing zone, absolutely.
This is the first time we've taken an existing destination and then given players a new place to put boots on the ground in that space and explore along a different vector. So you're not going to be landing where you've always landed on Earth. We're actually giving you a new place to touch down and begin your adventure.
Yep.
Fantastic. And as we venture deeper into the Plague Lands, we're going to encounter baddies like this guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy, I
Eita,
think even
primeiro
Skoloff
boss.
would say, check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Isso.
this is the result of Siva augmentation?
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to be fighting them in new and exciting ways. They have some new abilities and some new things to do, and that's going to come as a result of this augmentation that they've gone under. And every Fallen House does have splicers, because augmentation's like a big part of their background. Yeah, I mean, they're more dangerous than ever.
And I know how to fight the Fallen. You know, I know what tactics they use. I know where their soft targets are. Do I know everything about fighting the Fallen devil splices?
They have some new tricks up their sleeve
Yeah,
for
there's some-
sure. Yeah,
some new
they've modified their weapons. They've modified some of their abilities, and using this new Siva mutation. So
Modified their physicality. I mean, what's
Yeah.
this guy got on the end of his arm? That's pretty nasty.
yeah, you've got also you saw earlier the dregs have little peg legs. How creepy is that, right? I mean, you know, they already had two of their limbs cut off. Now they've gone further and are turning themselves into little weird little machine mutants.
More machine now than Fallen.
Yes.
All right, and what's this? Talk to me about what this is.
That looks cool.
Yeah, so tell me what it is. What is that?
That is a Death Zamboni. I
Death
think that's
Zamboni.
what it is.
All right. No,
that's not the official name.
That's not the
Hygiene.
official name. Well, it is now. It is now.
Death
But
Zamboni.
maybe when we actually get to confront this, we'll learn what the actual name is. But so you're not going to tell me what this is?
I don't. That doesn't seem like a good use of time.
Is that the raid team knocking at the door
Yeah,
to get us?
Bar the door. Bar the door.
Em cima
I
da
want the furniture in
muralha.
front of the door. Move away
Legal.
from this slide. So
Hold
this is
on.
Destiny. This is a Destiny game, and when I play a Destiny game,
As novas
I get new
armaduras.
stuff that makes me more awesome. Check out this stuff. This looks pretty awesome. Talk to me about what you're doing to my character, or what I get to do with my character if I am brave.
Yeah, awesome new gear. The character team
As
and
armas
the
da
team have put
facção
together some
ali,
awesome new
sim.
looks for players to chase after. Obviously, with this being themed around the Iron Lords, we've got a sort of Viking warrior almost theme. You've got fur collars and horns and You know, you've got that look for the Iron Lord's theme. You've got a theme that's based off of the sort of Siva technology. The Warmind style armor, as you can kind of see in the middle.
We claim things from our enemies and wear them as trophies if we can accomplish the hardest things in Destiny.
Yep.
I love the fact that in Destiny we turn the characters of our game into heraldic knights more than soldiers. I've always loved that regal quality about you know, what the players become in this game.
I think it's also part of
224
showing
mil
off what it
pessoas
is you
assistindo a live
accomplish in the game.
deles.
If you go and complete, you know, Trials of Osiris or, you know, a raid, and like you're wearing the trophy of
Legal
that.
essa armadura nova do caçador, hein?
That's super important.
Speaking of Trials of Osiris,
É.
so when I acquire new gear, when I acquire new weapons, obviously that stuff makes me more powerful. I upgrade that stuff. That's all part of the you know, the player fantasy. You know, the act of becoming a legend, as we are so fond of saying when we talk about Destiny. But talk to me about
The cat pauldron, I think.
The what?
The cat pauldron.
the cat, yes, the cat pauldron.
Daqui a pouco eu leio pra você. Pega mais os nomes daí.
When we were talking about the April update, you know, people were really excited to learn that their maximum life would increase. Are we doing that again?
We are, yes, of course.
Okay, so do you want to tell me the new number?
We're actually still, you know,
Dialing
wait,
it in.
yeah, we're not dialing it in, I like that phrase. Dialing it in, but also, yeah, we want to talk about more things later in the summer, but we're definitely raising the light level.
Significant light increase.
A significant light increase.
Yes.
Go ahead and hashtag significant light increase. Help yourselves. So we'll discuss at great length at a later date once we've had a chance to you know, make all of our decisions and lock them in. Exactly what the player progression and the investment systems and how all of that how all that will work, but this is the act of becoming a more powerful legend in Rise of Iron. Okay, cool. And acquiring new weapons and gear, as I understand it, is not the only way in which we will become more powerful. This
Marretinha.
double-headed battle axe bathed in flame. Talk to me about this thing.
Not a hammer, by the way. There was a little confusion for a little bit about the.
It's a little sharper than a hammer.
It is sharper. Yep. So this is a relic. That is what we kind of refer to these in game. So this is going to be very. Players will acquire it similar to how they did the Scorch Cannon, for example, or the Vex Shield. So this is something. This is a temporary boost of power. They'll find this out in the world. They'll find this in a particular mission, and they'll be able to pick it up and become an ultimate badass with a flaming war axe for some number of minutes until they destroy everything in sight and have used it up. So I think it's pretty cool. I think Destiny is officially the only game where you can be a space robot wearing a Viking helmet and wielding a flaming battle axe. I think that's a first.
Yeah. We were well, you know, we might have had a few rumors swirling around this game, and yesterday Irk and I were reading some. We were helping ourselves to some of the NeoGAF as we like to, and there was somebody saying something to the effect of, why is there a future science fiction soldier wearing magical armor holding a flaming axe? And basically the reply to that was,
it's amazing.
Because Destiny. Because that's the most Destiny thing that we could imagine. Exactly. So this relic, this battle axe, is an encounter-specific weapon for an interesting moment in the game. Promise me that we will delve deep into this later on this summer.
We'll show it in action, I'm sure.
Okay, we will show that in action, and we'll explain exactly how that fits into the player experience. And of course, something you can add.
Galahorn! Hey, Galahorn!
If you don't know yet, it is my profound pleasure to tell you that
Black
a
Galahorn.
rocket launcher called the Galahorn is coming back.
Woohoo!
One of the most iconic weapons, one of the most debated pronunciations
I think we got it now.
in our game.
Yeah.
I'm sure anybody from Europe would tell us that we're a bunch of fools.
Galahorn
I've always told
Galahorn
people that it's the Galahorn because the J makes a Y sound.
Sure.
None of these things are accurate. But the
Jelly
Galahorn,
horn.
the Galahorn, as the fans call it, is back in black.
Galahorn Black.
Iron black.
Iron black.
But all
Iron
Guardians can acquire the Galahorn if they complete a quest in the game.
So if you are a player of Rise of Iron, the Galahorn is
Galahorn
back, and it is a reward for completing a quest.
Yes.
So
Not just any quest. You get to forge a new Galahorn from the.
It's early. No, go ahead. Fine.
From the
checking each other now?
From the armor of fallen heroes. So this is, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I think players are going to really enjoy the quest to
So the new message is,
reforge
if
it.
you want a Galahorn, make your own.
Yeah.
Make your own. Don't wait for it to drop.
Yeah.
Don't beg me personally on Twitter to tell Zer to sell it, as if I have that authority.
I've done that.
Go make.
You didn't make that happen for
Yeah,
me.
no, I did not make
No,
that.
you did
No,
not.
they don't give me the controls to any of those things because they know that I'm way too eager to please. So if you want a Galahorn, Guardians, prepare to make your own this September 20th.
Yeah.
When Rise of Iron launches. We've actually created something fun. This is sort of a love letter to one of the most iconic weapons in the Destiny arsenal, as well as the effect that it has had on our beloved community. Let's go ahead and roll tape and show them the Galahorn.
Galahorn! I just saw Galahorn pop up!
Da hora.
Oh my god! I've got Galahorn! Yes!
Reação do povo ganhando a Galahorn. Nossa, mano. Que da hora. Eita, nós!
Pre-order Destiny Rise of Iron and get the Iron Galahorn.
Iron Galahorn.
Nice. The power, the fury, the wolves again.
Wolves.
More wolves again.
I used to know how. I wish I told you I was going to do this. I can't remember. I used to know how many wolves were on that.
Well, when we revealed the Galahorn, we
yeah.
basically told people that it had the highest WPG
Yes,
rating of
yes.
the entire arsenal. That's
That
most
is true.
wolves per gun.
Yes, of course.
So if you want a gun with a whole bunch of wolves on it, go ahead and make it. If you want it in black, pre-order Rise of Iron, and you're going to get yourself one. And you're going to get yourself a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for welcoming us into your process and talking to us about the things you think about when you create these experiences for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited to be able to show this off, and more excited for players to be able to jump into this new world that we've created. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there with
Eles
them.
estão conversando lá, papai tá gravando e tá transmitindo.
E3?
Yeah, sure.
You wanna go?
What's the next stop on our adventure in talking about Rise of Iron? E3?
Yeah,
that's right.
We're both headed to E3.
Yeah, you want to go?
I will go with you to E3.
Okay, let's
we
do
are
it.
going to be in Los Angeles with everyone in this wonderful industry, this wonderful world of making games. And we're going to be talking to our friends in the media. We may be appearing on a number of different live streams. So keep an eye on the other people who are going to E3 and what they're saying about the world. And you may just catch a glimpse of us letting slip a few more details about Rise of Iron.
Soon.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a pleasure to have you guys on the couch today. It's been a pleasure to have all of you in chat. Once again, I'm Deej. It has been my pleasure to host this official reveal stream and our official sources, game director Christopher Barrett.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here, and executive producer Scott Taylor.
I'm glad I could
Bom,
make
é
this
isso aí,
happen.
pessoal.
You did. You made this happen. You complete.
Muito legal isso. Além das coisas novas, a Galahorn vai voltar e quem comprar na pré-venda vai ter a Galahorn Black.
Your father plays. Yeah,
He's probably
We can do a whole stream about
doing
that.
his bounties. He's completing his bounties
Yeah, yeah.
right now, I bet.
Yeah, he's not watching the reveal stream.
Yeah, he's
You're already
probably
told him
not.
everything he needs to know about
Muito
Destiny.
bom isso.
Well, never stop playing games, everybody. And we're going to be talking more about the Rise of Iron all summer long. So please stay tuned to us wherever you pay attention to us. Thank you for playing. We'll see you in the tower, and maybe, just maybe, on a long enough timeline, we'll see you high atop Fellwinter Peak. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Aí, acabou. Não esqueça de dar like no vídeo, se inscreva no canal aí, pessoal.
The Lords of Iron. We swore we would do anything to protect the last city. Some of us paid the ultimate price. I am all that remains. We thought we had sealed away the plague for eternity. But now, it has returned. And this time, with a fallen army. It is time to avenge my brothers and sisters. Stand with me, Guardian. Prove yourself worthy, and the Iron Lord will rise again.
É isso aí.
For tea.
Galahorn voltou.
Pre-order Destiny Rise of Iron and get the Iron Gjallarhorn.